din komo bi medika catch us ye koba ye ne yera Richard Kumadoe oye security expert din komo ne yenya a better appreciation and a better understanding won sema ekoso wo ye body politics mu yera Richard machi emu akwaba e de ba odua 95.1 me di JB bibia boko de
Bye.
yes me any komo na from a call from the security point of view. And some na amanyofo kwagina political platform so eka case study yewra brother Chapo awakọ say omo hand over ma NDC and now omo hand over ma any political party na ombe you sue every means possible and they win the elections from the security point of view asembe na ka kire.
Well, normally, me are the founder of Independent Election Security and Compliance Watcher. And see, Mr. Sydney up 2007, we've traveled across the whole world with it. November, I ever call US about before Ghana elections in December. One of the things I hear was political security risk assessment. One of the elements of political security risk assessment is politicians and the things they say on their platform. Any effects any or mining so and as a community. And she did the dynamic and say over West elections and election outcomes are creating problems for most of the countries we have in West Africa and leading to coup d'etat. And Tsunami Bompa says some of the speeches of politicians, key politicians on platforms, not almost any year. But I would debate directly to what he said. This is not the first time our workers asked him. The city president can be an answer and he came and changed his mouth that he will hand over power. Some leading members of their party also spoke the same thing. I threat to democracy and I threat to national security and I threat to public peace. And he ever says, other than that, to every action, there's a reaction. Then number two, within the security intelligence community, yes, we can show an authority say, when you declare war, it's important to have a peace plan and a settlement plan. Indeed, this the way we are using politics as a caveat to create confusion and a civil war. Any peace plan and as a settlement plan and when it degenerates into the public space, the issues with brain and so we need to prevent it today before tomorrow.
I see. Now, about the say yet memufua ye tuaba na ye did to me the mama your phone. At the end na because one yera said don't get here ababonte ababekase omuni Peace Council for any contract be as on be ahead of these elections. To me, meaning from your point.
No, that whole peace Saturday night almost signing before elections. No, it has no value. Say you're signing elections. All the atrocities that happen did not invalidate your Mukosan. Now, has it got any legal background? Even in Ghana, we set up a peace council. Peace council meaning what is their mandate? And whatever they do, has it got a legal background? So we are just wasting time and creating problem among ourselves. Who call elections? There are three things you do. You go to Supreme Court and sit with them and draft a CI. Now the CI now call parliament. Now parliamentarians. Almost be from no an answer almost be accepted that is the CI for the election. The CI it defines the procedure of the election and defines the processes. So when the CI comes, the CI is the governing authority and answer the law that governs every election. Anything every election be our specialized CI, even though you can refer to the past one. But the CI does two things. It defines the procedures and outlines the election processes. From security intelligence point of view, and answer from fraud prevention point of view, anytime the procedure is circumvented, and answer the processes is contravened, there is a problem. And see, that is where, if you want a free and fair election that does not create any problem in here, that is where your eyes must be. Any CI, electoral commission is the custodian of the CI. Then Papa Police be back to ensure say no individuals create problem on election day. Because many on election day, all of us are citizens of Ghana, Yakotoaba, Yeni NDC, Yeni MPP, on the particular election day, national election. So as a result, what you need for the general public needs more education. Na so more education, not more education what to do on election day. Problem then the custodian of the election this CI, and the CI decides the direction of the election by defining the procedure and outline the processes. And you know is the critical core mandate. Manage elections, declare results. Twice, when the election results now for Supreme Court, man said, the whole Supreme Court will now become the people who decide elections in Ghana. It means that your electoral commission is not good, or their inefficiencies and ineffectiveness is getting overboard. If you have nothing to do with signing any peace accord or creating any peace council, then money the first people are more election in this way. You call UK by an answer. You also the way of elections, and the procedure they follow for the elections, meaning. Only in America election, it is CNN that declares the election. CNN will tell you, you have 1 year, you have 1 year. When they declare you have 250, they call strong room, 250. But we don't do the serious things we need to do as election. Then we'll go and be forcing ourselves over peace council and many of these things we do. As he said, you are going for a civil war. Then one of the things is sometimes you ask security people to vote. Now, they're not security for no almost a bounty almost to abandon. If the country is attacked on that particular day, then these are things I think we need to be thinking about, and not many of these things. It's not too necessary. I don't know the reason why I said DKT said they won't sign it, but who they call the Chimasa, they have killed people. Up to today, there's no investigation. Nobody has been prosecuted. And in crime, once there's no punishable of offenses, it rationalizes bad behavior. So that is where we are as a nation, my brother.
Yeah, Richard. Ade nsɛm yɛtete nya de amanyɔfo begyae. Na sɛ sa mwaye we ya na yebenya de a na kyɛ sɛ ade no ya yehu.
No, get them arrested. That is why the police is not doing their job. Get them arrested. In a democracy, rule of law is key. In a democracy, crime prevention, crime investigation, and crime prosecution, it is high. In a democracy where there's no leadership, in a democracy where there's no accountability, meaning a chaos. And that is what you are seeing. And when you only Ghana compare many of the countries around it, a democracy we are, after barometer reports in a buyer, 9 out of every 10 persons say your country is not being run properly. Then 87% said they don't believe in democracy again. Even those who fought the military and gave us this democracy, they are crying that the democracy we are running is not good. So what has gone wrong with us as people? We are building the structures for chaos. And when chaos assumes, the little I have known for all these over 30 years, in a public space of chaos, nobody wins, nobody loses. And it will be bloody. So those who have ears, let them start listening and let the police start acting. When you cross the red line, 9 years ago, I am cross the red line into Broward and not to me, but say a giant the way it is going. No, nobody is a custodian of violence or peace. But when you declare war, you need to have a peace plan and a settlement plan. I don't think the way I hear you see politics as a caveat for confusion, you were any plan such as that.
Na asemi ane nsema yebe koswati because I feel na as a Bruno, we are getting to the heat of the campaign and say Brother Chapon akabi na so bi anya ne hwe. President akabi obi anya ne hwe. Utumi akabi obi anya ne hwe a. Ebe hye nkofo nkram omososo aka. Ebia ne chensa. Eba de say ayentimamufo na ye de tumi hye won sa no. De na ebetimi aye, de ne yenye.
What we need to do as families is take your personal security seriously. And Senya Yamama says, but to about na Ebimo, Omudio families are called Amanoni. Ebiana, you don't have that money. So take your personal security seriously. In all aspects of your life, take your personal security seriously because why the election chair, most of the time, this country divided into several parts. Most times, election can stretch this country to the point of breaking. And so if that is what we want to do with this level of democracy, I don't say, in my latest look, I said democracy in disarray, the rise of coup d'etats in West Africa. It could be, say, so many things are going to happen and civilians will pay the price. So it's unfortunate, but that is where we are with the nature of the democracy we are practicing. And it is not democracy, it is something else. A democracy without accountability, a democracy where law enforcement doesn't work, a democracy where rule of law doesn't work, a democracy where there's no leadership. That is not democracy. That is something else. But it's unfortunate. That is what we find ourselves, bro.
Yamanyofobia campaign platform so. But na ke yetezem bi say ye wo kwan ahodo bebre a betimi afa so dia winning elections. Na a threat to our security. Na ye nyo bia peace council for ye ntumi nwane ntoa won. Omutumi nka hwe nkire ye. Ghana ye ahemfofo no binom etimi enka hwe nkire amanyofo no. Ya sofo no binom etimi nka hwe nkire amanyofo na. E de se be ye kɔ ne nye o.
Definitely, because politics are raw every angle. I said, some are here for more partisanship than ever before. Some pastors, more partisanship than ever before. And to mutual constitution, I must see pastors and traditional people should not do partisanship politics. And then you drag them directly into partisanship. And they also must say, peace council must say a waste of time because what is their mandate? It is a waste of everybody's time. The only institution I'm warrior police. Police is what the politics around and see you are living on your own, just like on autopilot. The only thing is God is having mercy on that. Other than that, when you look at it from critical assessment point of view, this country is something else. Many of the things are more and yet it doesn't fall within any reasonable patterns or premises. So it is free flow for all. I hope this morning, Canada way is supposed to be said. I don't know whether.
Kasaruna, that's a me Bobby Hookakra.
Because even if you give media general, say media general should conduct elections and declare results, they would have done it far better than what we are seeing. Now, all the elections, name media general, with the caliber of persons, I mean, who are media general, or media general in general, not just, even if you take the class section alone, or make me conduct election, no matter declare results. Now, more election day, now, amount for them. Many of the guys you have behind the scenes dealing with the results, which of the institutions in Ghana has the same caliber of people? Many of the actuarial science guys and the mathematicians you have behind from the universities who calculate the results from all police stations before you declare it, do they have the same capacity to do it? Sorry, I'm putting media general on there, but media general, you work there, the capacity you have, the institutions who manages our elections, do they have that capacity? That is why when you go to US and go, it is the media that declares the results. When you go to the UK, it is the media that declares the results. Almost they can hold elections today and declare the results, and it is But how many people do you have with PhD in this country? How many people do you have with master's and first degree? And then Western education, what are they using it for? And who are the people who manage your institutions for you? So this is where you are as black people who say you are capable of managing your affairs. But when you assess it critically, it is far below average, and you are just not doing anything. I didn't take now.
Yeah, Richard. Mama now I say, but which say we are the elections command center, media general. No two ways about it. As at when it comes, yeah, the bemao.
So many more for so many
Yes,
years. I know the things you people do there and the caliber of people you have. Thank you.
And we appreciate your
you.
time too.
Thank you.
Richard Kumadoe, a security expert, and of course, also a security analyst. One wa my and chilemu efa and nyama ebe koso nyama akoso nsembia amanfo ne bi kan ayi Brana Champo ne semo akwa gyina simpie so aka e de akire Ghana for say Ghana for omo asamanyofo political party NPP omo hand over emfa my NDC ne enye no china